So we are discussing about the SAP performance transaction codes here. So by using these transaction codes, we can check the performance of the SAP system. So how it was behaving, and all those things we can monitor it here. Is there any issues in the system? So are there any how the performance issue, how the yesterday, today, monthly, daily, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, so 15 days, 15 minutes. So it's hourly. We can evaluate we can analyze the system performance by checking this transaction code here. So ST03 or ST03n are the transaction codes for the performance related transaction codes here. So ST03 is for the workload analysis. Here we can evaluate the system performance, how the system was behaved. Suppose if I take the yesterday's one, so yesterday how was the system here? Are there any long running response time? Here mainly we have to check the response time of the dialog work process. Response time of the dialog work process here. Here the response time should not more than the response time should not be more than 2 minutes, or some companies they have the 3 minutes and 4 minutes, depends upon the organization. So it should not be more than 2 minutes actually. If it is a response time more than 2 minutes, there is a issue in the system. So response time means, suppose if I execute one transaction code, so it will give the immediate response. The response should get immediately here. So it should not take more time here. So that is the response time, means how faster dialog process completing your work, how much faster. So those things we can cover it in the ST03 workload analysis here. Suppose if you take the third Wednesday report, you can see, so Wednesday, which one is the high response time? Suppose if just you can filter it out by descending order or ascending order, RFC calls, and so MSADM, so system startup and update work process. So these are the top contributors here, right? We can also check the CPU time. For each and every task, what is the CPU time, how much CPU time, what is the DB time, and what is the average DB response time, and wait time, how much time it is waited, and roll in time, roll wait time. So all the times are available here to check the times. So how much CPU utilization, how much time taken for the CPUs, DB, how much time taken for to get the response from the database. So wait time, how much time it is waited to get the response. So all the information is available in the here, right? If you go to the one step before, transaction profile here, the transaction profile on third or fourth, what transactions which caused the more high response here, right? Here we can find out the which user, what transactions codes, all the information we can find out here. You can see the average response time of the users here. Here you can observe it here. Here you can observe it here. Average response time of the users here. So just you can filter it out by ascending order or descending order. You can see some ST03n transaction code. ST03 is the transaction code for the table viewing, which took the very longer response time here, right? It's took in the very live. Then after that, one of the background job. Then after that, one of the background job. So these three are the top contributors here. Let's check who executed in the ST03n transaction code. If you double click it, you will get the one user here. So suppose like Mahesh PM is the one of the user. So he did the some copy. He executed something in the system here. He executed something in the system which took the very longer time. So this is the way who and what caused the very high response time in the on the fourth. Suppose sometimes what will happen, because of the one user, because of the one report, because of the one job, so it will occupy the all the systems. So its system will be slow. Though our customer will ask us to find out, so what caused the issue, what caused the issue here, what caused the issue here. So depends on that one, we can find out this analysis. This analysis will be helpful here, right? If we go to the time profile, in which day, in which time, in which hour we have the high response. Just type it, filter in the response time. So this is the high response time, right? 7 to 8 time. Yesterday, during the 7 to 8, this time we have the very high response. We can find out in then 7 to 8 hour what executed here, what executed here. So this is the one of the execution. This is one of the report, one of the job, and one of the reports. So we can find out what executed and who executed and what caused the issue. In 1 hour time, we can see how many response, how many jobs are executed, what is the response time of the each and everything. We got it here. So yesterday yesterday this report means this person, one of the person like Mahesh PM, that person, that user used this transaction code which took the very high response, means maybe he may updated the very longer report table, something he did it. So that's why, because of this user, yesterday the system response is very high here. So we can find out here, right? Hourly wise we can find out. If we go to the time profile, timely wise, if we go to the transaction profile, so the transaction wise here, so the response time we can find out here, which transactions, time and hourly wise, transaction wise, and total load overview we can find out here. Task wise, transaction wise, time profile wise, we can provide. And also if you use the memory statistics, which transaction code used the high memory here, MM01. This used the high memory. This transaction code is the high memory here. This transaction code caused the high memory utilization here. This transaction code here, this memory usage. So then IR02, IR03, IW32. So these are the transactions, right? Functional related transaction code, which causing the high memory utilization here, right? See here in one RFC connections. So user profiles, which user profiles here? So which user? Mahesh PM. As I noticed here, this user is causing this user is doing something wrong in the system, right? So like that Harish user 72. So DDIC. Like that users are doing something wrong in the systems here because of this one, right? So this is the, we can see it here, analysis. We can see the analysis of the system here. We can see the analysis of the system here. We can find out how much response time and everything we can find out in the system here. So this one, so this is the ST03n transaction code here, ST03n transaction code here. Here we can find out the system or server utilization, system and server utilization we can find out here. Okay, that is the ST03n transaction code response here. Okay, got it? So here normally how the data is getting updated here, how the data is getting updated here. Suppose if you see today is the this is the one. Today you can see today also the response time is very high. If you check the today's profile, what are the transactions today? You can see the transactions, same one of the job, I guess this is the one of the background job which is executed by the Ariba add-on internal job. Right? Then we go to the time profile today 9 to 10, 10 to 11, I think 10 to 11. So today also the response time is okay. It's very standard response time. So okay, we can ignore it here today's. So by tomorrow we will get the today's all the hours data we will come to know here. Today all the hours data we will come to know here. So in the system something is slow, something is not working. We need to find out the what happened yesterday. We need to find out the what happened the last 10 minutes. Suppose we want to take the last 10 minutes data. Just to go to the detailed analysis, last minute load. We can collect the last minute load here. So we can check the last 5 minutes load, last 15 minutes load. We can collect it here, right? So we can collect it. All the information we can collect it in the systems here, hourly wise. So suppose I want to check the 9 to So 9 to 10th data I want to find out here. 9 to 10th. So 9 to 10th hour data I want to find out here. So here we will get it over because it's the last one. Still jobs are still executing. So it will populate the data after some time here. So there is a job here. There is a job here in SM37. So if the data is sometimes what we will see, data will not be populated into the ST03 and transaction code here. So there is a performance monitor. There is a performance monitor job. So this is the performance collector, performance monitor job. This job is responsible. This job run every 1 hour. It will update the data into the ST03n transaction code. It will update the data into the ST03n transaction code here. That job is responsible here, right? So that job is responsible for to update the data here. These are the standard jobs, internal jobs. So these are the standard internal jobs here. It will run automatically. So it will starts with the SAP underscore. It will run automatically as per the schedule. You don't need to manually create it. Just to release the jobs in SM37. We discussed it when we discussed about the SM36 and 37. So in SM37 we can create the jobs, and also they are the standard jobs are available here. These standard jobs will do the work in the system. Will do the work in the system. Standard jobs here. Standard functionality, some cleanup functionality, performance functionalities. So all kind of work will be done by these jobs here. All kind of work will be done by these jobs in the systems here. Okay. So that is the ST03n transaction code here, right? So next one is called the ST04, then ST05, then ST06, then ST07. So ST07, like that we have the transaction codes are starting with the, so here ST04 means DB related transaction code here, DB, so performance related transaction code here, ST, so 04 here, DB performance monitor transaction code here. So ST03 is for the SAP, or ST04 is for the DB performance related transaction code here, ST04 DB performance related transaction code, DB performance related transaction code here, DB performance related transaction code here. So here DB means database related performance. Database level we have the database space, how much space, how much memory, all the information we can see it here. So DB related, DB performance here, only this tab, performance tab here. So DB performance related. Performance means CPU, how the CPUs are behaving, how the memory are behaving, how the disk utilizations. So all the information we can track it in the here, the DB utilization here. How many database process? Is there any locks in the database level? What is the memory? All the information we can see it in the ST04 transaction code here. DB performance related T code here. This is the SAP performance related. This is the database performance related. So instead of you are using the DB related transaction code, we can also, there is a, so DBA cockpit transaction code here. So means DBA cockpit is the replacement of the ST04, right? And DB01, DB02, then DB, so 13, then DB12, then, so yeah, these are the replacement. Not the replacement. If you use all these transaction codes or just a single transaction code DBA cockpit, you will see the all the database related screen here. Suppose example you see. So now you got the same screen here, right? Same screen we got it here. Now I will execute the DB01. So you will see the all the same screen again here. Then DB13, DB13 or DB12. So same screen here. So instead of DBA cockpit is the transaction code, you will see the all the database related information, all those things we can see it in the DBA cockpit here. right? So you can see the DBA cockpit related information. So what is the your database here, right? DB host name here, right? How many connections are opened in the database level, how many connections are opened in the database level, all the information here. So database connection monitor here. So DB calendar, DBA planning calendar here, central calendar to create the connections to schedule the database related jobs and SM36 SAP job. So DB13, if any DB related jobs you want to schedule it, you can use the DB planning calendar. Normally it's a DB13. DB13 is for the DBA planning calendar here. The self monitoring calendar and performance. The performance is for the DB14. If you use the DB14 or if you use the DBA cockpit, the performance we can see what is the overall performance. So any SQL statements related information, IO performance, input output performance related information, logs. So are there any DB logs? DB01 is means DB deadlocks. Are there any deadlocks? If you use the DB01 directly, suppose like if you use the DB01, you will get the same screen again, same screen you got it here, right? So that is the one. So either if you use the DBA cockpit or if you use the ST04, DB01, DB02, DB13 and DB12 also same transaction codes here. These four, they have clubbed into the one transaction code. If you use the individual transaction code also, you will get the same here. So this is the, suppose if I talk about the individual transaction code here, DB ST04 is the DB performance monitor transaction code here. DB performance monitor transaction code here. So then, so DB01, DB logs, SAP level, where can we check the logs? What is the transaction code to check the SAP logs? SAP logs.
SM20,
SM12.
SM21.
Logs.
12.
Logs.
SM12.
SM12. SM12. Right? DB related DB01. So space DB02 space DB13 DBA a planning calendar. DB12 is for the DB logs, DB backup logs here. We can check it out. DB backup logs here, right? So if you use the DBA cockpit, you can use all those things. Or if you want to individually also you will get the same thing here. So DB13 planning calendar here. DB13 here also planning calendar is available here, right? You can see some planning calendar here. Space DB02 space history overview. What is the free space here? Free space here. What is the table analysis? You can see what are the largest tables in the database here. Right? What are the largest tables in the database level? These are the largest tables which are occupied here, right? Then what are the fast growing tables here? The fast growing tables information will be displayed here. History. So database size history here, right? Table history. So how much last update, when was the last update statistics? So all the information is available here. All the information is available in this transaction code here. All the information is available in this transaction code here. Okay. So this is the one we have here, right? So this is the ST03n transaction code here. This is the ST03 transaction code, sorry, DBA cockpit transaction codes are DBA cockpit transaction codes are. So we can use the DB01, DB02 and DB13, DB12. So DB12 means logs. We can check it out here. DB12 same T code. So but directly it will open the logs. Same screen, right? Same screen. It will open the, is there any backup happened in the system or not? It will provide the space and all those things will be displayed here. Okay, this will be displayed all those things here, right? Alerts, is there any critical alerts in the database level, right? So some critical alerts in the database level. So all those things we can see it here. Then any diagnosis information, any error logs. So any jobs which are running in the database, DBA planning calendar, DBA log, so DB check history, configuration tab, overview. So all the information, backups, right? Tables, restore, this kind of space. So performance DB ST04. So all we can see it in the one screen, that is called the DBA cockpit here. If you use the one, or if you use the DBA cockpit, you will get the all the tabs here. So all the tabs you can get the all the tabs here. That is called the DBA cockpit here, right? If you SAP ST03 workload analysis, ST04, or these all are the DB related, ST04, DB01, DB02, DB13, DB12, or DBA cockpit is the one single transaction code for the all the DB related administrations. Database level. Database level, what we have the database level? DB space, tables history, tables usage, right? Index related, DB related jobs, DB related logs, all the information we can find out in the DBA cockpit here. All the information we can track it in the DBA cockpit here, right? This is the DBA cockpit related information here. So the next one, we have the SAP. Next one is the SAP. So the next one is the ST05 is the transaction code here. So ST05 is the, so this is called the performance trace. ST01, 05 are the performance trace related transaction codes here. Performance means, suppose if we go to the ST05, okay, so here we can take the SQL trace or buffer trace, NQ trace, which trace you want to take it out. RFC trace, SM59, HTTP trace, SMICM trace. So these are the some other NQ trace, buffer trace, any trace we want to check it out, what's happening in the system. Just we can enable the trace, right? We can enable the trace. Then, so we can ask a user to produce the issue. Then we can disable the trace. We can check the trace, what's happened in the system during this time, during this starting of the trace onwards till date. Is there any performance issue in the system? Which table took the longer duration here? Which table took the longer duration here? What is the duration for this table? So this table, all the information, the trace here, where the system is very getting slow, in which table, in which transaction code, in which program, which object, what is the statement. So all the information will be tracked here. All the information will be tracked in the systems here. All the information will be tracked in the systems here. If you take this trace here, okay. So this is the performance trace ST05. So ST01 is for the system trace, system level. If any user is having any issues, that system trace, user related information trace, we can take it out here. So ST05 is the performance trace here. So here system related performance related information, either SQL trace, which statement is causing the very high response, and all the information we can show it in the systems. In the fraction of seconds, how many records it went to the here, what's exactly happening in the system, how much time it is taking, all the information we can track it here in the ST05 transaction code here. ST05 transaction code here. That is the one information here. Okay. So that is the ST05 transaction code here. Okay. So that is the one thing about the ST05 system performance trace. ST05 is the performance trace here. ST05 is the performance trace here. ST01 system trace here. So this is about the ST02 is the buffers and stream utilizations here. So DBA cockpit, database related, all the information we can see it in the DBA cockpit transaction code here. So why we are checking this transaction code means if any issues in the database, where to check, then this is the information we can check it out here, right? So normally next one is the SAP ST06 here. This is the OS level, operating system level info. Means OS level means what we will see: RAM, CPU, disk storage, right? Network, all the information is available in the operating system level. So really, you don't need to log into the OS level, right? From here, you can use the ST06. You can find out the information about your operating system related details. So what is your operating system here? Windows. What is the system utilization? What is the physical memory status here? CPU status here. Swaps, physical memory. What is the free percentage here? Right? All the information we can see it in the ST06 here. Right? So you can see the CPU utilizations. We have 8 CPUs we have allocated here. 8 CPUs, what is the percentage here? What is the idle time? How many CPUs? 8. Number of process 1, 8 cores. So we have the CPUs here. Then if you go to the memory, you can see the memory related information here. So disk related information here, C drive. So then LAN cable related, LAN Intel cable related information here. So top CPU process here. What are the top CPU process? Disk plus work, SQL server. So these are the top process which are consuming the more SAP CPU time and memory time. It is displaying here, right? So then previous hourly wise also we can see the history here. Hourly wise from 0 to, suppose like if you take the yesterday's one, 0 to 0 hour means 12 o'clock. What is the system utilization? What is the user utilization? 12 o'clock. Then 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So what is the response time here? Like a 12 percentage it is used. Idle time, this is the one here. So we can see most of the people are using the system at 1 o'clock onwards. 1 o'clock to till 7 o'clock. Most of the people are practicing here. So like that we can practice the systems. And also you can see the memory utilization. What is the memory? Tomorrow, sometimes you may be asked to get the CPU utilization report, how it was behaved CPUs previously, each hour how it was behaving, which hour we have the more users are logging and doing the work here. All the information we can track it in the here ST02 CPU OS related anything we can check it in the ST06. ST06 we can check the OS related anything here, which means you don't need to log into the operating system level, go to the task manager, then you don't need to check each and everything here. Just go to the ST06, you can check the related information here. For database level, you don't need to log into the database level, check all the information, just to go to the DBA cockpit here, right? So that is the DBA cockpit related information here, right? For SAP performance, then ST03. DB, then you can see it here. For OS, you can see the ST06 here, right? Then ST07, this is the application monitor load distribution here. Means each application ST07, each application monitor user distribution here. For each application, how many users are logging here, how many work process user per session here, how many number of users we have, 15,000 users here. In that, number of servers 1, number of all the client work process 19 here. In this users number of means component wise, basis component, basis users how many they are logging, 12. So others nothing here, only basis users we have the 12. Out of 12, 11 are active currently. 11 are active means if we go to the AL08, we can see the how many are active here. So these are the 7 users are there here, right? So you can see the SM50. This is one of the real system, IDS system here. Here you can see the how the utilizations and all the information you can see it here in the system here, right? This is called the ST07 application monitor and user distribution here. Here we can see the each component, how many users are getting logged in. So previously we have the others remaining are there. Now others are not there. If users are logged out, now we have how many users? We have the 13 users are there here, right? How many users are logged in? 8. In that 5 are the active users here. So here we can find out the all the information, response times, each and everything we can find out here. So performance. What is CPU utilization, memory utilization, all the information. This is about the ST ST07, sorry, ST07 here, right? 6 and 7 application monitor user distribution. Okay, so then apart from that, we have the one more performance related transaction code tracing related ST12 here. This is also tracing related, but this is one of the tracing good transaction code for the track the issues and everything here. Single transaction analysis, which means we want to take the user trace, we want to take the background job trace, we can provide the job trace, username, all those things we can provide it, we can schedule it here. We want to take the user trace, then go to the users, provide the use comments, username, then the username is basis, then comments, user trace, something like that. Then you can schedule the trace here so that the trace will be active now here. The trace is started here. So then we can ask a user to produce the issue. Then he will get the error. Then collect the end traces. Then collect it. So we can collect the traces here. You can check it out here. So here you will get the all the information here, all the traces and everything. You can see the traces information here. So that is the traces, user related traces here, right? User trace, background job trace. This is the perfect trace transaction code for the, so to analyze the issues, box, all those things here. So ST06, ST12 is the transaction code here. ST12 is the transaction code here. Okay. Okay. So then after ST12, just remember the single transaction analysis. ST12 single transaction analysis. This remembering the transaction code is very important here, and their usage also here. Usage also very important here. ST12. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ST12. Right. So there is no 8, 9, 10 transaction codes. After 7, it's ended. 12 is the tracing. Tracing means you should comes in the mind ST01, ST05, ST12. These are the tracing related transaction codes here, right? Performance means tune summary, remaining all starting from these all also comes under the performance. So to up to 7, you should come into the mind here, right? These are the performance related transaction codes here. Then AL11 here, AL11 here. AL11 means all SAP directories here. So normally if you want to check the any directories, you need to go to the operating system level, you need to check. But here, if you go to the AL11 transaction code here, just to open the, all the file systems are available here, SAP directories are available here. Just if you just click on it here, then you will see the all the directories and everything here. Suppose work directory. In the work directory, we can check the logs. In the work directory, we can check the logs and everything. We can check it out here. Just to open the, here you will get the logs. All the information will be available here. All the information, everything is available here. So Harish, so Narendra, so work directory logs. Normally we will check the work directory logs, right? If any issues, dispatcher, they want to score dispatcher, ICM, they want to score ICM, gateway, work process. So all the transaction codes related data, when we can check it on the workplace. So here you no need to go to the operating system level, access the C drive, D drive, E drive, all the folders here. Just go to the AL11. So just you can see the all the SAP related directory structure here. If you want to see the any file, double click it, you can see the files and folders here, right? So that is the AL11 here. The next one is the ST11. It's purely work directory, purely error log files here, error log files here. Directly it will open the work directory log files here. Just open it, then work directory related information will be shown here. AL11, just it's for the all SAP directories here, all SAP directory, USR, SAP, SID, all SAP directories here. ST11 dedicatedly for the work directory. Dedicatedly for the work directory will be opened here. Dedicatedly for the work directory will be opened here. Okay. This is the ST11, A11 transaction codes here. Okay. So any doubts, any questions from anyone?
Small.
Right.
In ST AL11,
Yes.
inside the work directory, I've seen that dev underscore disk one, dev underscore disk old.
Old log files.
Yeah, what was the time difference between those two?
Yeah, that is the log file actually. If we go to the A11, right? So here work directory. Here the log files are, this is the current log files, this is the old log files are available. So there is a limitation, and also every restart, once this file limit is reached, every suppose like this file limit is suppose example, so 200 MB example. The 200 MB reached, then it will create a file like dot old, then it will generate the one more file like dev underscore dispatcher, fresh file will be generated. Then if already old file is there, what about this one, sir? Means this will be deleted. This will be deleted. This will be overridden. So this will be deleted. So like this, every file, suppose ICM old, RD old. So every file, it will create the one old file, dot old file means previous log file, current log file, previous log file, current log file here. The previous data, previous date related information. Suppose like if you see Jan 4 to 14 here, 224 to 24 here, up to up to 224, 25, up to 1 minute data is available here, right? So when you go to the fresh file here, when you go to the fresh file here, you will see the latest data, latest files are available here, latest files are available here, latest files are available here. If you go to this one, the latest file is available here, the latest file is available here. If you go to this one, the latest file, so 215, so 915 to, that is the 2, this is the 7 to till date, the files are available here, till date the files are available here. So latest files, that is the old one, previous records, this is the new one, the latest log file here. Every file, every log file, every work process, there is a log file. Every log file, there is a limit. That limit is reached, then it will create the dot old file and a fresh log file will be generated. Okay, so any other questions from anyone?
And one more in ST11.
ST?
One more thing in ST11, can I have a 11 only work directory transaction code?
Okay.
Okay. Can I have a look on available.log file?
Yeah, we can, maybe we can check it out here. So here, I think it's not there here. Available.log file here. So,
but I keep on searching for that available.log in ST11. I couldn't find it.
yeah, it's
But,
not there.
I don't
Available.log.
know
Yeah.
why it is not.
Yeah, but A11, we will see that available.log file. So this available.log file is for the system your availability, when it was available, when it was down, so when it was not available, when it was down, all the information. Since yesterday we faced the multiple issues, so it was down multiple times here. Then 916 onwards till date, system is alive. So means system is available for the users, no issues, everything is good, right? So all the users and everything is good here. So no issues in the systems. Okay, this is not available in the ST11 here. So A11, maybe it's displaying only error logs. That is the reason, the intention of the ST11 here. ST11 is for the only error log files, which means only the work process related log files are getting displayed here, not other log files here. Only work process related log files are getting displayed here. So that is the one.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, how to increase the buffer space?
Okay.
Which parameter we have to change?
So if you go to the ST02 transaction code, so we can see, suppose here we have the buffers, right? Each buffer, maybe if you go to the current parameters list, you will see the each buffer, suppose like this is a foreground buffer. If you want to increase the foreground buffer, you need to increase this parameter. CI buffer, this is the parameter. Screen buffer, this is the parameter. So single record export import, each buffer there is a parameter and current size is there. Suppose you want to change this parameter, then double click it, or if you go to the profiles, directly go to this profile and you can change it here, or just copy this parameter, Control C, go to the RJ10, then you can change it, RJ10. Extended maintenance, change. Okay, these are different SID files. RJ10, go to utilities, import profile of active servers. Okay, so now you see the profiles here, LCD profiles. Select this profile, extended maintenance, change mode. Then go to the parameter, select this profile, enter it. So this value is configured like 254669, right? So it is the formula. It is calculating based upon the formula here. So these parameters we need not to change it here. Automatically based upon this parameter, physical memory size, this will be adjusted. If you still want to change it, just go to here, value, suppose 254,669,670, just one I am increasing, just increase the value here. Copy, 2 times copy, save, activate, done. Restart you have to restart the application server, done, right? So this is the way we have to change the bar. It's simple. Go to the ST02. So go to the current parameters list. You will see the list of buffers and their spaces and everything here. We can increase it.
Okay, by increasing the space, we can reduce the swap value, right?
Right. Per day, 10,000 is okay. More than coming, daily coming more than 10,000 means definitely we have to increase it. Per day up to 10,000, okay, we can ignorable. The more than 10,000 swaps are coming, so definitely something wrong in the system. We need to check what's going on. So which means there is a more utilization. Definitely we have to increase the space.
Is there any restriction to increase the space? Like we have to increase only up to this, all those.
So depends upon your sizes. Depends upon our physical memory sizes here. So means depends upon the space which is there. Restriction means based upon there is a parameter here. Normally we don't need to increase it. It's not required to increase anything here. PHYS mem size. There is a physical memory size parameter, right? 24 GB is configured. So because of 24 GB, we have that one. So if you increase this parameter, automatically all the buffer sizes will be increased. Why? Because each and every memory parameter in the SAP will be linked to this one. So if you change this one, automatically that will be adjusted here. So this is the main. If you need to increase the RAM. Sometimes what happens, this is okay, only temporary means just we can increase it. So we can increase it. So suppose like 2 GB means it depends upon your space at OS level. Space at OS. Suppose you have the only 104 GB free is there. So better you can increase the 2 GB, some 4 GB, something like that, we can increase it. Here you have the less space. Then the only 4 GB free space is there. If you increase the 2 GB or 4 GB, then system will go hung status, right? System will not be available. System will go down. So that's the reason. Depends upon your space at operating system level. We may have to increase either 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, like that we have to increase it. There is a recommendation from SAP. SAP will recommend to how much you have to increase it. So SAP will tell you. So based on that, we have to increase it.
Okay, sir.
Sir, one small doubt.
Yeah.
From SAP parameters, standard values will be there that it will be suggested by the global SAP team.
Yes.
That values, how we can able to know? Means these are the values which are suggested by the SAP.
So notes, SAP notes. We have to read the SAP notes. or as part of the EWA early watch analysis report, weekly we will get the reports from the SAP, right? So in that report, they will mention suggestible parameters, or there is some notes, FAQs. If you read that notes, keep on reading, they will tell you for your kernel version, what is the recommended parameter size, what is the minimum, what is the maximum. So like that, we can do that one. So means by if you raise the ticket with SAP, then they will recommend the what parameters we have to increase it. So they will perform the some round of testing here. They will maintain the some records here. Maybe notes. So each and everything they will maintain in the one SAP notes. Maybe if you are aware of, the topic will come under the next topic. Maybe next week or next 10 days we will get the SAP note topic. In that notes, we have the knowledge base articles. SAP will release the articles. Okay. For these versions, if you face this type of any memory issues, you need to increase these parameters. Like that, they will recommend it. Based on that, we have to increase it.
Okay. Sir, one doubt, if any new patches came like STPI kernel, how, where we can find those details, sir?
In the service marketplace itself. In the service marketplace itself, we will find out all the details here. So if any new things, each and everything will be updated in the service marketplace. Also,